Hi guys, Yacca here. So I was trying out a new deck, at least new to me, and the most crazy thing happened. I said to myself, well, I'm just gonna play this until I lose, but I didn't. And then after 10 games, I thought this is simply something that I need to share with you guys. I got so fed up with playing against the aggro decks and falling short with some of the other decks that I started playing with. So I tried to look for a deck which I actually thought would do quite well against aggro, but as it turned out, it also did quite well against everything else that I played. So I know it's a small sample size, it's just 10 games, but I haven't lost a single one yet. And I know many people are really tired of playing against Priest or playing Priest, but this seems like a viable alternative to that. I dropped from, you can see here, Legend rank 17,520, and then I dropped 8,000 ranks while playing with the Highlander Priest deck here. And it's not as long-winded as the Highlander Priest. I do run the Galakrond. I do run Galakrond in the deck, but there's no invoke cards in there. So it's really something where it's you just use it as a value generator and as a single target removal. That's the only thing it does, and then you can activate Kronks and do a lot of crazy stuff with him. So that's kind of the main gist of it. So you could argue it's a Galakrond deck, but not really. It's more like it's important to play this as a Highlander Priest. So I'll leave a deck code in the description, and I'll go over some mulligans with a mulligan guide, and I'll also share a gameplay video with you guys. But I just wanted to show you this before we actually start, because the rank will shift as I start playing the games. So for a mulligan guide, you want to keep your early game. Let's head on in and have a look. To the Highlander Priest. So generally against, it's kind of the same gist of it. It's the same idea. So you want to keep your early game if you're against the aggro decks. Imprisoned Homunculus is almost something you always want to keep. And there's your 2-drops. You want your Ooze against your weapon classes, like Warrior and also Demon Hunter. And by the way, what seems to be the worst matchup for the Highlander Priest deck, according to stats, is the Highlander Hunter. But I also beat one of those over the course of these 10 games. Other than that, your focus needs to be on the control side, but you'll generate, as a Highlander deck, you'll generate enough threats to actually push your opponent. So you'll control the board, present threats, and through that you'll be able to win the game. So you play this kind of as a mid-range control deck, so you need to curve out somewhat, but you're mostly focused on the control parts of the deck. But I think it's really working quite well. If you're against the mirror match against some kind of priest, you also want to keep your Thought Steal, because that's really about who generates the most value, and those are the matches which will probably take the longest time. But that's kind of just with the priest mirror as the way as you see it there. And if you're against a warrior, you'll also have a very high win rate if you also use both Apotheosis. That's also something that you might want to consider keeping in your hand in your early game. But also your Shadow Madness. So if your opponent drops a Theron Gorefiend, you can grab that and trade into one of his other minions, and then you have a full board of whatever minions is stored within Theron. So that's kind of the mulligan guides and want to go for the early stuff, and don't just drop everything on curve. You want to get some value out of the Static Veil Weaver. So when you drop that, make sure you have some your opponent's minions that you target, or one of some of your own if you want to get if it's not removal spells. For instance, renew. If you renew, target one of your own minions, then you generate another spell. So you have to get some value out of that. So it's a very value-oriented play approach, which is definitely something I like, and it counters the aggressive decks really well. Do I recommend you crafting this deck? Well, I think you ought to. You need to see this a little bit more, and I'll see if I can do some more videos on this while it stabilizes, but right now it seems really crazy. But it's really expensive. But if you have the cards lying around, your Soul Mirrors, your Natalie Celine's, and your run-of-the-mill Highlander package and the legendaries connected to that, definitely try it out. I think it's working really well, but be cautious about crafting this deck. It is really, really expensive. But I think I'd like to head on into some gameplay, and I'll show you the deck in action. So let's have a look on that.
Tyrande versus Malfurion.
My beloved Tyrande.
My dear Malfurion.
Probably gonna be Spell Druid. So these two are gonna do something in the early game. Plague of Death, I don't mind drawing into that one, but it's definitely too early. Holy Nova is great. Next turn I'll just drop the ooze. Okay. It's a bit of a different list then. Overgrowth. I'll drop this one. Penance and Holy Smite is going to be 6 damage. And if he presents nothing, or next to nothing, I'll drop a Sandhoof. Want a Mountain Cellar? Mount Cellar? What are we at for 8 mana? Okay, so it was to ensure that he did not overdraw. But he will next turn, right? Yeah. Unless he drops something.
Time waits for no one.
Sure. Then the water barrel will do something. Alright. He's gonna go completely crazy now. Or what? Glowfy, alright. He's tired.
A natural mistake.
Yeah. We've all done that.
Time waits for no one.
He'll wrap the what? That one. Okay, for draw. Well, I don't know my ways around this. That one is not really going to matter, but this one is better later because I'm not damaged right now. I'll do this. And that one. And holy over. And if he does something crazy, I can just soul mirror on the next turn.
We must stop this corruption.
Penance is good now. Penance and Sandhoof. I'd like something more to play. Where are we at? What you got?
The future is clear. Your demise will be near.
That one, overgrowth. Which one are we? Which one are we chasing? In crystal power works well in the Sithic Whale Weaver.
Keep the bucket.
10 points of damage. Sephiroth will get me there. Shadow Madness. I think I'll just go face. He heals me for 5.
Predictable.
Keep the bucket.
17. I threw a Maligus. Should be alright, right? Could heal another 5. How scared am I?
I wonder.
Not right. 22. You can't do that. Not when Maligus has been discarded. If he drops a taunt, I can do some stuff to clear it.
I wonder.
I bring life.
What? Interesting. Could just soul mirror. Yeah, I'll do that. And heal. And we'll set lethal up again. Oh, lethal, lethal, lethal. If you hear powers, then it's not going to be lethal, but if he drops a low minion, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or 3 attack minion, then it's going to be lethal again.
What to do?
We must stop this corruption.
Not quite it. So Forbidden Words will be lethal. Saphras will be as well. So far, at least.
What to do? Time waits for no one.
Okay. Then I can't get there, at least not right now. But we were close. I will draw this one, see what we get.
Simple spell.
That's fine. We'll add a lackey. Lethal again. Seems like a good demonstration of the control potential.
Wonder.
But you got Kael'thas or something like that. Might be that this is over now.
What to do?
I supply only the finest creatures.
It's not enough.
I
Yeah.
can see.
There we go. Woo! Alright. So definitely is something that quite works. The win rate will definitely be reduced. And I will try and explore this this deck a little bit more and provide some conclusions on that. But try it out if you like. I think it's really fun if you like to be a little bit more controlled in the way that you play. It's been some great success for me so far. And see you in the next one.